Hey Geminis, welcome back to Cappy Cove. This is going to be your general reading for July of 2019. It is for those who have Gemini in their sun, moon, or their rising. Also, please keep in mind it's a general reading, so not every message is going to apply to everyone. So for the month of July, you have the Moth Spirit, which says to surrender now. So I'm kind of getting this vibe that a lot of you may have gone through a lot or worked really hard to get where you are now. And because of this, I feel like people don't really understand where you're coming from, because I'm getting this sense of having a very dry and to the point attitude about things. I feel like you almost come across maybe a little bit rude, or you might come across kind of cruel in some manner, but I feel like you're just trying to really get to the point of things and get things taken care of. And I think that it's almost like people aren't perceiving that in the way that you're doing it, and they're kind of misjudging you for it. And with this moth spirit here, I feel like there's a huge message to do everything in moderation. I feel like a lot of you have some emotional baggage that needs to be worked through. And I feel like also that you have an emotional baggage, or there may be issues or some underlying health issues or addiction issues that need to be dealt with as well. So I feel like for the most part in July, it's going to be very important for you to take care of yourself. I see a lot of great things coming up for y'all Geminis in July, like a lot of great things, but there's a really big message to do everything in moderation, especially if it comes to you going out and having fun with other people and being in situations, to not overindulge and don't overdo it, and to make sure that everything you do is in moderation. I am seeing here where I'm seeing addiction issues. I'm seeing some Geminis who are struggling with like nutrition and diet, and they need that. Like, I get a really big importance about, taking care of yourself as far as what you're eating and also exercising. Some of you could have moments where you kind of act out or come across kind of like really, like I was saying, like the whole harsh and the cruel thing, like you might come across like almost really bitchy. I feel like it's not about who you are, it's about what you're going through. And if you are doing this, this is like basically a sign saying, hey, you kind of need to check yourself, figure out what it is that's causing you to act this way, because I feel like there is something that's going on with you that needs to be worked through. And if it's not you, it could be somebody that you're dealing with. Remember, it's a general reading, so, apply it how you will. I feel like some of you really need to sit with yourself, though, and really go over your emotions and really get in tune with yourself. Some of you, this will help a lot if you do yoga. I feel like others are going to be seeking advice from other people and how to let go. Some of you could also be seeking help from professionals in order to help if you have any type of addictions, or if you need like a dietitian or somebody that can help you get on the right path as far as keeping your life healthy and in balance. I do see a lot of fast energy though in July, a lot of things going quickly. If you have any compulsive behaviors, you need to be able to be very honest with yourself and get those worked out as well. I feel like some of you use addictions, like you're using the addictions to distract yourself from things you need to take care of, because it would be easier than facing difficult emotions. Some of you also might have gotten some control issues because of this as well. I see that somebody here could have gone through a divorce, or could be have recently become like widowed. And I'm also seeing like someone who's like really independent. I feel like for those people it will affect you the most, especially when it comes to being like very self-indulgent and doing everything in a very excessive behavior. Be careful also not to become a pushover. Once again, it's finding that balance. You don't want to be too forceful, but you don't want to let people walk all over you either. And that could be a trigger for you, is when people are trying to do that. Now, on the more positive side of this here, I am seeing a lot of creativity. I feel like some of you could be getting interested in some new things. I see a lot of great opportunities coming up, especially where it concerns relationships and love, and also work and business. I feel like some of you may be starting your own business up as well, or getting things in order to start your own business. I see some of you here that will be traveling. Some of you will be giving birth, or could find out about someone being pregnant. I see a lot of fun, outgoing events that are going to be happening. I feel like for those who really take care of themselves and pay attention to what it is they're going through, and keep themselves balanced and healed, I feel like you're going to make a lot of good choices within the month of July, which will pay off later on. I feel like there could be some issues with a business partner though, or with someone in the work area. It could also be within a relationship or with like a family member or a friend, but I do see here like having to feel defensive and feeling like you're having to stand, in your beliefs. I get that a lot with the 7 of Wands here. And, I feel like it's more in business though. Like I feel like it's almost like a healthy competition with somebody in business. But I feel like don't go overboard with it, because I feel like for some of you this is actually really just a healthy competition. Like I feel like it's going to be good for you, to keep you going. I feel like if you are going to start a business or anything that you are starting or serious about and want to keep it for the long term, make sure you are fully committed to it. Don't get sidetracked and go off on other things, or get so once again, we're going to go back to the any type of addictions or anything like that. Make sure that you are really committed and do what it takes to stay, like keep your mindset on that, to accomplish it and move forward with it. Make sure you are truly committed, because I'm seeing here a lot of passion and you have a lot of skills in order to achieve what you want. It's just about, taking care of yourself and keeping your mind in the right place in order to stay committed and move forward. I do see some good relationships coming up here too, and some fun times within like relationships. I'm seeing some happy, sexy time too. And I'm also feeling like you're going to feel very like, you have the 9 of Cups here. It's also known as like the wish card. So anything that you've been wishing for and stuff, I feel like you are going to have a moment throughout the month where you kind of have that, oh wow, I feel really happy right now. Like there's going to be a moment. I don't necessarily think it's going to carry over every day for the month of July, but I do feel like you're going to have a moment where you just really can sit and appreciate what it is that you have, which is really beautiful. I really love that energy. But I feel like there's going to be a moment where it comes. Some of you might figure this out throughout yoga, where you're kind of sitting there and it like comes to you in that way. Some of you, I feel like it's going to be when you're out with somebody else and you're going to have like a moment. And some of you, it's going to be if you're having a baby that's being delivered in July. So once again, it's a general reading, so it's going to apply very differently to all of the Geminis out there. But I do see a lot of great things coming for the month of July, and a lot of really happy times and everything. I just think it's, making sure you take care of yourself, emotionally and physically, and mentally. Make sure everything is just in order. And if you start to see yourself, pull off track one way, ask yourself what you can do to make it okay again, and work through your issues. I'm seeing here sometimes I get messages where people need to let go, and in some of your situations I feel like you do, but if it's something that's coming up over and over again, I feel like you really probably should get more help with it and help to know how to let go and to actually work through it and move forward. All right, Geminis, I'm going to leave it there. Bye, y'all.